somebody's gonna want to fight with me in the comments, and I really don't care. Friendship trauma is worse than breakup trauma. It's like, as a woman after a breakup, we learn to trust again. We put ourselves back out there. But when you're betrayed by a friend, it's like pulling your wisdom teeth every Tuesday when you think about getting back into the friendship world. I'm sorry, but that's a different type of hurt. So when you see women that walk around like myself that really don't have friends like that, and you're wondering what's wrong with us, baby, we done seen some stuff. That's a different type of healing journey.
Friendship trauma is actually a real thing, and I'm talking about real because your girl has been through it. But the last friendship that gave me trauma was actually when I was in Christ. Like, I did not believe this because this was like almost double betrayal. I think, I don't know, quadruple betrayal plus a smear campaign on top of that. So this was almost towards the end of last year, 2023. And then when I came to 2024, I was basically alone in the beginning of the year, and I remember I never wanted any parts to do with friendship, and I was really scared about starting any other friendship. And whenever any girl would express interest of friendship towards me, I'd really be hesitant. And I'm so sure my friends right now, they know this because I was really hesitant at that time because I was so traumatized. Like, I didn't want to let anybody in because I knew, like, it starts off as admiration, then it's going to end up in envy. I just knew it's going to happen the same way. So I was really traumatized, and it took me courage to get out of that. And I had to tell myself that, listen, girl, yeah, you are a human being, you're not an island. Sometimes you're gonna need some friends. You're gonna need some friends to put you on. You're gonna need some friends to talk to you. You're gonna need some friends to open doors. You're gonna need some friends to have a little chit chat and emotional support, you know? And that is when I started opening up. But let me tell you, for me to open up, I was making my friends to look like they're simping because I was really super duper scared. But I thank God now I'm at a place where I'm over the trauma and I was able to let go, because obviously with forgiveness, yeah, because forgiveness is part of alleviating that trauma that you have. So with the forgiveness that God aided for me to have, I was able to get rid of that friendship trauma. But then again, sometimes when it comes to friendship trauma, now I'll speak about this on a spiritual level. The thing is that sometimes God has already shown us the end of this friendship. God has already shown us the end result. And with this particular friendship that I'm talking about, that I got seriously betrayed in, I had a dream. And I had a dream that this girl was chasing me with a knife, trying to stab my back. She was chasing me behind my back with a knife, and she was really chasing me. And I was trying to tell her, like, no, it's me. Can't you see it's me? I think you're mistaking. It's not. I'm not the enemy here. You know, that's what I was trying to tell her in the dream, but she couldn't. She wasn't listening. She was coming at me with rage, you know. And God gave me that dream, and like 2 months later, 2 to 3 months later, she betrays me. And now the thing is, God sometimes is going to alert you about whatever that is going to happen in the future, yeah, if you have a close connection with God. And now sometimes we are loyal to the point of idolatry. It's called loyalty idolatry, where you're like, no, I don't think this person can do me. Like, at that point, God has really given you the hint, and God has told you that this person is actually going to betray you, but the loyalty in you is just to a fault, to a place where you just can't let go like that. And now sometimes we are hard, but now we gotta take accountability and now know that actually God tried to warn us. Why are we now coming back with that heart? Like, oh, I'm so hard. But God tried to warn you, girl. You see, now that's the point. Yes, God will hear your heart, but He tried to tell you. And now this is where Sometimes when we come into connections with people, we gotta talk to God about this first. We gotta take this person to God first before we establish these connections, because some of these people will have a heart. Will have a heart for us fast, and then things are gonna change later on. Like God knows this person. Will this person have a heart for you in 10 years to come, in 5 years to come, in 2 months from now on? Will this person be the same? God knows. God knows the perfect pair for you. So let's consult God, but let's listen to more of these videos.
Isn't it wild that you could have a traumatic friendship breakup or a traumatic situation happen with a friend, and that will stick with you for years? Meanwhile, the other person has no idea the impact their actions had on you for the rest of your life. Like, nothing sticks with you like a traumatic friendship breakup. And it honestly is really unfair because you're kind of stuck picking up the pieces and they get to walk away not realizing or pretending to not realize what they did to you. Friendship trauma is no joke. How do I forget that this person traumatized me to my core?
A lot of us have experienced friendship trauma. Shit, we can get scarred.
Yeah, we have wounds.
But the goal here is to not let this prevent you from forming new friendships.
Yeah.
Because then we're isolated, we're alone, and we're like, okay.
I hope for everyone's sake that it doesn't get to the point where you no longer see the importance or the value around friendship, because literally your life is depending on it.
It is.
Your happiness, your joy, your mental health is depending on you being in community with someone. You just have to be willing to communicate and allow yourself to be open to the possibility of other friends, new friends, better friends, more aligned friends.
I've heard a few people now say that they're choosing not to have friends. Baby girl, here's a short checklist on how to heal from friendship trauma, because we all need friends. Number one, ruminating about all the things that you could have done, should have done, would have done is totally normal post-heartbreak. So be sure to give yourself time. However, set a time limit for that, because we're not going to wallow in all that emotion for too long. But of course, the bigger the trauma, the bigger the rumination. The more wicked they've been, the more rumination. Totally normal. Number two, be sure to regroup with your solid friends. I don't care if that's one friend or two friend, you know who I'm talking about. Each and every one of us have those people in our life. Well, I hope you do. Focus on the friendships that make you feel most safe. Number three, it's time to learn. Do a post-mortem on the friendship. And I know that sounds morbid, but it's necessary. You need to see what went wrong and the red flags that you missed. For example, if everyone was saying that that friend was a narcissist, but you didn't see it, it's probably time to do a deep dive on narcissism. That way, it's going to be harder for you to fall for it again. Because I feel like in this day and age, everyone throws around the word narcissist, but no one can actually name the 3 traits of a narcissist, besides being selfish. Number 4, boundaries is everything. Boundaries is the holy grail. And remember, it's one thing knowing what boundaries are and a whole nother thing actually enforcing them. I'll be honest, post-heartbreak, it might take time to get that balance right, but you'll get there. And when someone or something disturbs your spirit, speak up. I don't care if it's in a different setting, outside of your friendships, even just your day-to-day, I want you to speak up. And this is how you train yourself. Long story short, opening up is always going to be a risk, but if you follow steps 1 to 4, it's going to minimize.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my content if you do care. I love you.